as they came and heard what happened, and they came into the parlor, I could hear some of them whispering, and how could she be saying thank you? A woman that just lost her husband. How could she be thanking Jesus? Did she kill her husband? I could hear some people whispering. Hello, great people, wonderful people, good people. You are welcome to this channel, and it is called Widow's World. Wherever this broadcast has met you tonight, we want you to be a part of this broadcast. We want you to listen to this channel. We also want you to encourage this channel to grow, because this is a channel that talks about the true life experiences of a widow. And that is why it is called Widow's World. Now, when you talk about the world of the widow, it's all encompassing, because the life of a widow becomes something that is peculiar to a widow. It's different. It's a different life entirely. It's a different world entirely. And that is why we want to dedicate this channel to everything that concerns the widow. Everything that concerns that woman somewhere. That woman in the city, that woman in the village, that woman that has lost her husband through the cold arms of death and has not remarried. So it becomes a challenge for the woman. How do you manage your home without your husband? Do you have children? How about the children? How do you bring them up without the assistance, the input, the love, and the corrections of a father? How do you handle your business? How do you feed? How do you clothe? What about when the children are sick? All this becomes the plight of the widow. And I dare to say that this channel, The Widow's World, is my true life experience or experiences as a widow. The things that I've had to grapple with, how I overcame them, the struggles, bringing up my kids, the in-laws, family members, friends, well-wishers, the community in which I live, my business, and the God factor. It's all encompassing. And so, I make bold to say that God has prepared me over time for this minute, for this purpose. God has prepared me through the things that I've had to go through as a widow in bringing up my children, and the things I've had to go through on daily basis from that time up until now. I became a widow in 2002. That's precisely 22 years as we speak. So 22 years is not 22 days. It's been a really long time. And in these 22 years, I've gone through issues. In these 22 years, there were nights that I couldn't sleep. In these 22 years, there were nights I cried myself to sleep. In these 22 years, I've had challenges. In these 22 years, I've come to see that the world of a widow is a different world altogether. And that is why I've come to encourage someone today. Because I don't know what are your challenges as a widow, but I am sure that as a widow, when you start listening to the things I say, when you start watching this channel, you are really going to relate. And you are really going to understand that the experiences and the feelings could be the same. It may not be different, because we are in this same space. We are in Africa, we are in Nigeria, and we know how widows are treated, So, whether you are a widow or not, maybe your husband is still alive, or even you as a man, this channel, Widow's World, will be a place that I want you all to converge, because really there is no time lag, or nobody knows when you transit from being a wife to a widow. It could be the next minute, and before you know it, you're already a widow. It gets you, comes unawares, and at that moment, you don't know how to go about it. We are not praying for you to become widows, but it's a natural occurrence. It can come anytime. So you can equally listen to this channel, and then if you have friends, relations, you recommend this channel to them, because we are really going to be talking about real life issues. Like I said before, the things that has to do with a widow, true life experiences, your sexual life as a widow, we'll talk about it. And we also want to say that this channel will be open to widows from all over the world. You can contact us if you have anything you need the world to hear, or your experiences as a widow, or even if it's a church, you have a widows program, we are available. Like I said, God has prepared me over time for this day. In my 22 years experience as a widow, I've had my ups, I've had my downs, I've had my challenges, I've gone through the fire, I've been purified, and I've become the gold that I should be. That is just my summary of my experiences. And so, it's always better to learn through the experiences of someone than to have that experience yourself. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. It's always good to listen to somebody that has gone through an experience. Learn from that experience is way much better than you experiencing those things yourself. And that is why I want us all to gather tonight and listen to my experience as a widow. It is going to help somebody. It is going to educate somebody. It's also going to bring relief to somebody. It's also going to be an inspiration to somebody, so that you know that without trial, because widowhood is a trial of life, you know that without trial, there is not going to be testimonies. It is when you go through a trial that you now begin to get testimonies. I have gone through these trials over time, and today I have testimonies. Today I can boldly say that there is light at the end of this tunnel called widowhood. And so wherever you are tonight, come together, join me as I start this channel today called The Widow's World.